Good afternoon. It is Mother's Day in Australia, and this is Jennidee. I'm here today doing I guess it's a tutorial on how to do skin on large faces using Copic markers. I am going to show you first of all one that I have completed using the Copic markers. There you go. See if I can sort of get that in the camera. Yep, there we go. Now, don't be afraid of skin. It really is just a matter of getting the right colours. So today I am using E21, which is baby skin pink, R20, which is blush, and E04, which is lipstick natural. So I'm going to start with the baby skin pink, and I'm using the broad end, and I've reprinted my picture, which is from my book. I'll just show you my book. It's from this book, and I've reprinted it on card, which will make it easier for me to colour without the Copics making a mess of the page. This paper's pretty good in the book anyway, but I just like to print it out on card. It's a lot easier to use, and I just know that it's going to be sturdy. Right, so first of all I'm just going to block in the face using the baby pink, and it doesn't matter if you get streakiness. Now I'm going to leave this part of the nose white. I didn't actually do that in my drawing, but I should have, because that's an area of highlight. So just the very end of the nose, a little bit in the lip area there I'm going to leave white, and I'm going to leave the chin area white because they are highlight areas. So just come around here like that. Just leave a tiny bit there, and then just fill in the rest of the face using the baby pink. And like I said, don't worry if there's streaky marks. With the Copics it's a little bit hard to avoid anyway, but I will be going over some of the areas with other colours which will blend in the streakiness a little bit. You could also give a little bit of a highlight to the forehead as well, but I didn't bother with that in the other drawing. I'm not going to bother with it in this one. I'm just going to leave that a bit under the lip for now until I go back to that. Sorry, over the lip, not under the lip. And this is only my way of doing it. I only got these textures, sorry, that's what we call them in Australia, these markers a few days ago, so I haven't had a great deal of time to play around with them. This is the effect that I've managed to achieve with them. There's probably people out there who know a lot more about them than I do, but for now I'm what you've got. Don't forget the neck. And don't forget the hand, which is over here holding up the scarf. Probably doing this a little bit quicker than I might because it's a demonstration. A little bit of her neck behind the earring. Don't forget her ear. Okay, might just make this a little bit more blendy looking rather than a straight line there. Right, so that's the first colour down. Now I'm going to use the blush, the R20, and I'm using the fine point. I'm going to go behind the nose. Now where that line there, that is a shadowed area. So I'm using the fine point to just put in a little shadow there, under the eye, a little bit over the top of the eye there. Now on this eye, under the eye, down the other side of her nose, sort of around her, under the bridge of her nose, down the side of her bridge, sorry, around the shadow parts of her nose, actually in under the nostril. Bring that down a little bit further, a little bit over the top of the eye, up in there. I'm going to leave that bit under the lips. Now under her neck I'm going to use the broad end of the Copic. Just make sure you can still see that. Under the neck, a nice broad stroke in the inside of the ear, and a little bit on her hands. Now already you can see that it's starting to take a little bit of shape. Give her a little bit of blush on her cheek, down the side of her face, and up into her hairline. Like that. Now I'm going to use the natural lipstick, and I want the broad edge again. I'm just going to do a little bit around her ear and down the side of her face, just sort of little strokes, I guess, definitely under her chin and in her ear. A little bit down the side of her nose, trying to make it a little bit finer than the blush that I've already got there. And up in her hairline, finer than the blush, because you want the three areas of tone. You've got the very light, the light, and the dark. Don't worry if you go into the hair. I used brown for my hair anyway. You can sort of go around her little jewel there too if you like, give that a bit of a shadow. And now I'm going to blend it back in with the very light marker, which is the Baby Skin Pink, using the broad end, and I'm just going to draw that colour out a little bit away from the side of her face, back into the lighter areas. And when you go over with a Copic marker with the same colour, it will go darker anyway, so you'll end up with another area of tone down in her neck as well, because that area is quite shady, as you can imagine. A little bit more in. Oh, actually, I didn't give her blush on that other cheek. Give her a little bit of blush over there. And I think I might give her a little bit more over her eye there too. Starting to come together. Blend in with the baby pink. That area is all supposed to be a little bit darker because it's on the side of the face that's away from the light. The light's coming in from this angle. So give this area a little bit more skin colour, make it a bit darker, and the bridge of her nose, under the bridge of her nose. There we go. I think I might just put a little bit more blush into this cheek. It's just looking a little bit pale compared to the darkness of the side of her cheek. It's a bit better. and blend it again. Always go for the wrong end. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. So let's compare that. I might just put a little bit of bit more up in her hand too. A bit of extra shadow up there. And her ear. Let's compare that to the one I did earlier and see how I did. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're fairly close. The new one might be slightly darker. And I definitely like the highlight over the top of her nose. Okay, so that's doing a face with Copics using only 3 colours, and I do recommend, if you want to do faces, just spend a little bit of money on getting the good colours. Thank you very much.